Okay, everyone. So now we are learning the pointer. Pointer is a variable that store address of another variable. To understand the pointer, first of all, we are going to declare a variable here. Let us suppose that I am declaring a variable. I am writing here int a. We know that there is a variable which will be declared into the memory. So here we know that there will be one block of memory that will be reserved and the name will be given, that is A. We assume that the address is, let's say, 301. So this is how a memory is reserved. So this is the declaration of variable. Now we are understanding that how pointer can be declared. So to declare the pointer in the similar as the variable, first of all we are having is the data type. Then afterward we are putting the asterisk sign. Then further, we are having is the name of pointer. So just like the variable we have declared, in the same manner we are providing the data type. Let's say we are saying int. Then afterward we are putting the star. Then afterward name of pointer. Let us suppose that I am mentioning p here. Then afterward semicolon. So here this is how we can declare the pointer. In the same way, just like the variable consume memory, same way, pointer is a variable which is having the memory. Let us suppose that here p is a variable of pointer type, and then afterward, let's say the memory it is having, that is 701. Now, what is the difference between a variable and the pointer? We know that here a, this is the name of variable. Similarly, here p, this is the name of pointer. And if we talk about this 301, that is nothing but the address of memory. Similarly, here this 701, this is also the address. When we are dealing with the variable, we know that how to initialize the variable. So here, while initialization, we normally write, let's say a is equal to 10. So here, that means this 10 value will be stored into the variable. So here this 10 is the value. But if we talk about the pointer, pointer not store the value, pointer only store the addresses. That means if you want to store somebody's address, so here in the pointer you have to store. So if somebody asks you what is the difference between a pointer variable and the normal variable, so you should understand that pointer stores the address, but a normal variable stores the value. So here, that is the difference between a pointer and the normal variable. Now afterward, we are discussing that is any other type of declaration is possible. In many of the books, you will see that some people are writing int, then with the int, they are writing star, then after some space, they are saying p, or they are saying int, after some space they are saying star p, or they are saying int, then afterward space star, then space p. So there are three ways. So this is the first way, this is the second way, and this is the third way. And these all ways are correct. That means if you are writing the pointer like this, no problem, pointer will be declared. All the declarations are valid. It is totally up to you how you want to declare that. If you are declaring a pointer variable, then how you have to read? So here we can say that it is the integer pointer. If we understand the proper meaning of this integer pointer, then it says that pointer p is having the address of a variable which is of integer type. To understand that, I am taking one example here. Let us suppose that I am saying float. So here in this float I am saying star q. So here we know that this is the float pointer, which signify that pointer q contain address of float variable. Let's assume that this q is having some space into the memory. Let us suppose that this is 801. Then afterward, this is the q, which is the pointer. And we know that pointer always store the address. Now here, first of all, understand that here a we are using, this a is of integer type. So this is the integer variable, and integer variable is having the address 301. So this address, can I store into P? So this is 301. Can I write this? Yes. Why I can write this? Because P is the integer pointer. That means this P can contain the address of a variable which is of integer type. Perfect. No problem. But can I write inside this Q 301? Here you understand that this is invalid. Why invalid? Because understand that here this 301 is the address of A, and A is of integer type. And what is the type of Q? Which is float. So here understand that Q is a pointer which will point to the variable of float type. Means it will contain the address of float variable. But here the address is of integer variable, so here it is invalid. So here this is the invalid. So understand that integer pointer means we are pointing to a variable, or we are having the address of variable whose type is integer. Or if I am talking about the float Q, so how I will make the correct? Let us suppose that I am having a variable here which is float B. So here this is the float B. In the memory, how it will be? So let us suppose that there is a memory we have declared. Let's say it is 401. Now here we are having B. This is the normal variable. We know that normal variable contain the value. Let's say I have initialized the variable B, that is equal to 7.2. So here this 7.2 value will come here. Now inside this float pointer Q, if I am writing the address, that is 401. So from where I have taken this 401? This is the 401 address which is of variable B, and variable B is of float type. Now it is perfect, because here you understand float pointer, the meaning is that Q is a pointer which is having the address of variable which is of float type. So this is how, whenever we are declaring a pointer, we should understand that pointer is having the address of variable, and that variable is of integer type or float type. Now we are discussing the initialization of pointer. So now we are learning that how to initialize the pointer. So here we know that right now we have declared an integer pointer P. So this is the integer pointer P. It can store the address because it is a pointer. And we have declared when variable int A, so A is having its own address and variable can store the value. Now to initialize the pointer, first of all we should understand that how we initialize the variable. To initialize means provide the value to variable. Let us suppose that I am saying A is equal to 10. That means this 10 value I am going to initialize to the variable A. So this is the initialization of variable. We know that pointer contain the address. So here pointer will be initialized with the address. So first of all we should find that how to find address of a variable. So here we are first of all accessing address of variable. And for finding the address of variable, we are having is the address or referencing operator. And this operator we are having is the AND sign. We know that whenever we are using the scanf statement, then we use this operator. This is called address operator or the referencing operator. So whenever we are going to write a statement, let's say we are writing printf, then afterward in the bracket we are writing %d, that is for the integer value. And here if I am writing simply A, now what will be the answer? We know that by this it is going to access the variable A, and in this variable A we are having the value that is 10, so the answer will be 10. But let us suppose that if I write here printf, then afterward %d, that is for the integer value, then comma, if I am writing AND A, AND is the address operator. Now here, this A variable is having its address, that is 301. So here answer will be 301. Now understand that this 10 is the value and here this 301 is the address. And how we are finding this address? By using the referencing or address operator. So this is the operator by which we are finding the address. Now we can initialize the pointer. Just like the variable, first of all we use the name of variable. So here we are taking the name of pointer, which is P. Now P will be equal to, here we initialize the variable with the value. Now here we are initializing with the address. How can we find the address? By simply writing address operator and afterward address of whom? Let us suppose that I am having a variable A here. This address I want to add. So here I will write A. Now with this we are going to initialize pointer P with the address of A. So understand that here address of A. So here we are going on the A and what is the address? That is 301. And where we are storing? Into the P. So here into the P we are going to write the address, that is 301. So here you can see that P is the pointer which is having the address and that is of a integer variable A. So we can say that hypothetically it is pointing to the variable A. So this is called the pointer because it is pointing to the address of variable which is of integer type. Whenever we write the program, at that time, sometimes we write these two lines. The first line is int A, which is the declaration, and A is equal to 10, which is the initialization together. So sometimes we write simply that int A is equal to 10, which is having the same meaning. Similarly, in the pointer, we can combine these two lines just like we are saying int star P, which is the pointer declaration, and P is equal to address of A, which is the pointer initialization. So here we can say that this is int star P. That means first of all declare the pointer which is equal to address of A. That means it is the pointer initialization. So we can do both things together. Now here we can see one thing, that int A is equal to 10. So this is the variable declaration and initialization. That means we have declared a variable and initialize. Then we are saying that int star P is equal to and A. So here we are declaring a pointer and initializing the address. Now these two lines are required. If I want to club these two lines, first of all I am saying, let's say int, then afterward I am writing A is equal to 10. So here I am declaring a variable, then comma, afterward I am using a pointer. I am saying star P, so declaring a pointer, and after that equal to address of A. So I have combined this. That is perfectly fine. It is totally valid. No problem. But if you are changing, that will create a problem. How? If you are writing that, let's say int star P is equal to and A, then afterward comma, you are writing A is equal to 10. Now this line is not valid. To make you understand, I am taking an example here. Here we are saying int A equal to 10. That means declare a variable A which is having the value 10 and having some address, let's say 301. Now afterward star P. So here one more pointer variable is declared which is P equal to address of A. It is having the address of A. So here 301 is inside and it is having its own address, let's say 701. This is perfectly fine. But reverse it. I am saying that int star P. So here first of all you declare a pointer. Let us suppose that the pointer address is 701 equal to address of A. We don't have A right now. So how can we find the address? So here, this is the invalid entry, because here in the P, we are storing address of A, which is what? Invalid. Right now, there is no A. After that, we are declaring the A. So afterward, A will be declared, that will be invalid. So right now, pointer will store the invalid address. Maybe you declare the A later on, but the address will be invalid. So this statement is invalid. So whenever you are combining the statement, make sure, first of all, declare the variable, then afterward, declare the pointer and initialize it. Now we are going to test some print statements on the pointer. Let us suppose that I am writing a statement which is printf. Now afterward, within the bracket, I am writing %d, that is for the integer value. Now I am writing p. We know that p is the pointer. You simply understand, we have used the same statement on the variable. We have used that printf %d a. We know that whenever we talk about the a, inside that, whatever was there, that will be the answer. So 10 was the answer, which is the value. In the similar manner, if you are simply writing printf %d p, so whatever inside the p is there, that is the answer. So here 301 is the answer, and we know that this is the address of A. If you want to go towards indirect way, so understand that P. So what is P? P is equal to AND of A. So if I replace this P, I can write that this is the address of A. And if I go on A, what is the address of A? That is 301. So in both way, you will get the same answer, which is 301, and this 301 is the address of A. So here we can say that pointer store the address of other variable. Now afterward, if I am writing simply printf %d, that is for the integer value, comma, address of P. Here we have done the same statement on the variables. We have used that printf, that means printing %d, address of A. So when we was on the A, so the address of A, that was 301 was printed. So here was the address. Similar way, if we are writing printf %d, then address of P. So here the P address where the P is stored, that is 701 will be displayed. So here, if we are having the variable, and in the variable we are printing that, so we will get the value. And if we have the pointer and we are printing that, we will get the address where the pointer is pointing. So here we know that P is pointing on A. So its address we have taken. And if we are finding the address of normal variable, we will get its own address. And if we are printing the address of pointer, then we will find its own address. So here 301 and 701 are their own addresses. But we know that the pointer P is pointing to the address of A. So can I get the value of A, which is 10, using the pointer? Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. So here we are learning the next topic, which is the access variable using pointer. That means using this pointer P, we will get the value of variable A. So now we are going to access the variable using pointer. Whenever we are going to access the variable using pointer, then we need an operator which is called indirection or dereferencing operator. We are familiar with this operator. Here is the operator which looks like the star. This is the indirection or dereferencing operator. So now we are taking one example to understand indirection or dereferencing operator. First of all, we have declared one variable by saying int a. So one variable a is declared in the memory address 301. Then afterward, we have initialized the variable with the value 10. So here the variable is having the value 10. If we are going and displaying the variable a, then we will get the value which is 10, which is inside. And if we are going and, which is the address or referencing operator, so we will get the address of a, which is 301. Afterward, we have declared one pointer by saying int star p. Star signified is a pointer. So one pointer p is declared at the address 701. Pointer can store the address. So here we are saying p is equal to and a. So the address of a we are storing inside the pointer, which is 301. So here 301 is the address of a. Now afterward, if I am going to display simple pointer, then pointer contain address which is 301. So 301 will be the answer. If we are going to display address of p, which is pointer, then its own address is given. So here the difference between pointer and the variable is that pointer contain address and variable contain value. Now afterward, we want that from this pointer, can we access the value of variable a, that is 10? Yes, it is perfectly fine. By using the indirection or dereferencing operator, we can do that. So here simply we are writing the statement, that is printf. Then afterward we are writing %d, that is for the integer value. Then afterward we are putting comma, and here we want to display the value which is pointed by the pointer. So here we will apply star. Star is the indirection or dereferencing operator. Then we are writing the p. So here star signify the value. Now here understand that star signify the value and p is the pointer. So if we are saying that star means the value of p, what is p? We know that p is equal to and a. That means it is the address of a. So here what is the address of a? We know that the address of a is 301. So we can say that value at 301. So here the value at 301 is nothing but 10. So here answer of this line will be 10. That means here with the help of this star, or we can say that indirection or dereferencing operator, we can fetch the value of variable where the pointer is pointing. Here you can see that p is the pointer which is pointing to the variable a, and a value which is 10 is captured by using pointer. So here by saying star p, we have the value which is 10. In this pointer, there is a big confusion. Now you can see that int star p, first of all we are saying that int star p, that means declaring the pointer. Then further we are saying that star p, it is the value. So sometimes people get confused. What actually the star meaning? So understand that I am giving you simple logic. Whenever you are writing very first time, data type, afterward star p, that means one pointer is declared. So here we are declaring a pointer variable. So here very first time this star we are using means is pointer is declared. Now afterward, whenever you are signifying the p, understand that whenever we are showing this pointer p, for representation I have used normal p because p is a pointer. Then afterward I am assigning the p with the address, so I am simply saying p because p is a pointer. Now this p will signify the pointer because that is declared as a pointer. But after declaration, whenever you are using the star with the p, now this star is no more declaration, it signify value. So here after declaration, whenever I will use the star, that means I want to access the value. So here second time we're using the star, that means it is returning 10. So understand that here p is the pointer, and this pointer we have declared by saying star p. Then afterward p is carrying the address of a. So that means inside the p, it is going to the address of a. So here whenever you are saying star p now, so here it will go to the address where it is pointing and it will fetch the value which is 10 and it will give you back. So this is how we can access the variable using pointer. And we have learned a simple thing. Whenever we are using the star very first time, that means we are declaring the pointer, and afterward you don't have to use the star, simply use the p wherever you want. But if you are using a star, now that star will signify that you want to access the value where the pointer is pointing. Now we are learning the pointer expressions. Let us suppose we are taking one example here. First of all, we are going to declare one variable, that is int b. So here in the memory, one block will be reserved. Now that block will be having some address, let's say 401. And here this is named as b. So this is the variable name. And we know that this variable contains value. Now after we are initializing the value of b, let us suppose that we are saying b is equal to 20. That means this b will be having the value, that is 20. In the same way, let us suppose that we are declaring one pointer. We are saying that int star. So first time whenever we are using the star, that means it is the pointer declaration, and we are saying that, let's say q. So in the memory, there will be one block that will be reserved. Then afterward, this block, let us suppose that is having the address which is 801, and this is named as q. As this is a pointer variable, so this will contain the address. The pointer q is having the address, let us suppose that is of b. So I am saying q is equal to and b. So here pointer q is having the address that is of b. So here this is the 401. So this is the integer pointer. So where it is pointing, that variable should be integer. So here we can see that it is the integer variable b, and its address 401 it is taking. So here we can see that hypothetically this q is pointing to the address of b. Now let us suppose that we are writing simply, that is printf. In the bracket we are writing %d, then afterward comma, we want to display the variable b. Here we know that it will return the value of b. So here 20 will be displayed on the user screen. Let us suppose that if we are writing printf, then %d, then comma, then we are writing the address of b. Here we know that the b address, which is 401, that will be displayed. Similarly, if we are writing printf %d q, then here q is a pointer which is having the address which is 401. So here 401 will be displayed. Again, let us suppose that if we are writing printf, then %d comma, we are writing now address of q. So here pointer address. We know that q is having its own address which is 801. So 801 will be printed. Now we are taking one expression. Let us suppose that we are writing star q is equal to star p. We know that whenever we use the star very first time, that is int star p. So here this star signify declaration. That means declare the pointer. And then again if we are using this star p, that means this star signify we want to fetch the value where the pointer is pointing. So here by saying star q is equal to star p, we are fetching the value where pointer p is pointing, and we are storing to the star q. Now understand that first time we have used the star p, that means we have already declared the variable. Now we are saying star p again. So that means we are fetching its value. So here star, then p. Where the p is going? P is having the address of a. So here address of a. Now address of a is 301. So here this 301, that value we want to fetch. So that means we are talking about this block. So here this is the block which we are dealing right now. And if we talk about the star q, we have already declared the pointer q. Then afterward we are saying star q. So here star means it is the value block. In the bracket q is pointing to the address of b. So here address of b. and address of B is nothing, that is 401. So here 401. So here the value block, star means it is the value block. So here we are dealing with this block. So the value at the address 301, that is 10. So this 10 value is now going at the value portion of 401. The value portion of 401 is nothing but this block. So here this value is changed and updated to the 10. So now the value is 10. So simply understand that star P means value where pointer P is pointing. Pointer P is having address 301. That means pointer is pointing to address of A. Now A's value portion, that is 10. So this is taken. Now this is going to store at star Q, means value portion where pointer Q is pointing. So Q is having address 401. That means it is pointing to B. And B value part we are updating, and the updated value is 10. So here the value is updated. Now if we are writing the line printf %db, so the value of B, the new value of B is now 10. So here answer will come, that is 10. If you are showing the address of B, that is remain same. So address will be same. Now if you are saying printf %d q, q is still having the address which is 401, so value will be same. And if you are saying printf %d address of q, so here address of q is still 801. Now we are taking one more example here. Let us suppose that simply we are writing q is equal to p. Now what is going to happen? So here p is equal to address of A. That means here we are having the address of A. So P contain address of A which is 301. So here this 301 we are having. That means this 301 address is now going on the Q. So here Q address is now modified with 301. So that means earlier Q pointer was having the address 401 which is of B, and that is no more there. So this pointer is having no meaning, and this pointer is updated with the address that is 301. So here this Q pointer is pointing to address of A. So here the Q pointer is updated. Now it is pointing to the variable A. Now let us suppose that again we are going to say printf %db. Now the value of B which was updated, that is 10, that will be the same. If we are saying printf %d address of B, so address of B will remain same which is 401. But here if we are saying printf %d q, so here understand that now Q is having the new address which is 301. So here the new answer will be 301. But if we are saying printf %d and Q, so here the address of Q will remain, that is 801. If I am writing one more statement here, let's say printf %d comma star Q. So here now understand that printf %d star Q, we know that already we have used star Q, that means we have declared the pointer. Now we want to fetch the value where the pointer Q is pointing. So Q is now pointing to the address 301. So here this pointer is now going to the address of variable A. And here the value we are having, that is 10. So here answer will be 10. That means now the Q pointer is pointing to variable A. So here we have discussed that how to declare pointer, how to initialize pointer, how to access variable using pointer, how to access the address of variable, and what are the pointer expressions. So that is all about the pointer.